The military is struggling to retain soldiers and service members because of poor leadership, both within the enlisted and the commissioned officer community. My name is Samuel Ronan, and I am running for President of the United States within the Republican primary. And as the future Commander-in-Chief, I can speak with authority on exactly why we are having retention and recruitment issues. I served our country for 12 years, 6 active, 6 reserves, and I can tell you, it wasn't the waking up early. It wasn't mandatory fun days. It wasn't commander's calls and stand downs and morning meetings and death by PowerPoint, death by CBT. It wasn't the exercises that we got to do. It wasn't any of the frivolous, tedious things that are mostly associated to the military. I was in the Air Force, so I can't even complain about the food. It was leadership. And it wasn't my opinion of leadership. Every discontented, in my case, airman and soldier and Marine and sailor that I have ever spoken to or interacted with while serving and after service have all said they left because of poor leadership, whether that was command or whether that was their enlisted command structure. And the same is true in the civilian world. Why wouldn't it be true in the civilian world and the military world? Because at the end of the day, this is a human issue. Poor leaders make angry subordinates. Poor leaders fail to fulfill their duties. Bad leaders cannot mentor and guide and train better leaders, good workers, good soldiers. So what we have is a crisis of culture in the military, a culture of toxicity where the best and the brightest are not the ones who rise to the top, but the ones who can score the highest on these interviews or on their EPRs or on the tests. Just because you're smart and capable in your job does not mean you should be leading. And in fact, many times it's the exact opposite. If you're really good at your job, you are probably really awful at delegating because you're good at your job. Whereas people who lead might not necessarily be good at their job, but they're held back because they aren't good at their job. But they can delegate, they can teach, they can mentor, they can guide, they can think, they can see the bigger picture. What we lack is true leadership criteria, and a means to fulfill it. And as your next Commander-in-Chief, my plan is to facilitate better leadership, better esprit de corps, and better training, and paths to promotion for both workmanship and leadership.